Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dwarven Tavern. I am your host, Dr. Jeff Goins, and this is a Pathfinder. It's a review, it's an unboxing, it's a first reaction. I'm going to take a look at the contents of this. This is the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Beginner's Box, and I know it's probably been out for a while. As I mentioned in the last video that I did, we've been away for a while. And Dr. Lisa, Tavernier Lisa, is a doctor, and she was called to New Mexico to fight COVID, which she did. I watched. So we've been away for a while. So I apologize for the delay. This is the Pathfinder Beginner Box, which there's new players coming in every day. So. It is timely. I don't know. I did a review not too long ago, and somebody said that thing is no longer available. So why did I do the review? And it's just like, well, first of all, I was sent the product to review. I'm going to fulfill my word. I'm going to keep my word. You don't have to nag me every 6 months. I will get it done when I say I'll get it done. Even if it takes me a freaking year, I will get it done because I gave my word. And plus, saying that a thing is no longer available out there, with the exception of the Critinomicon, which is a weird story. The owner of the Critinomicon or the publisher, the writer, just kind of fell off the face of the earth and has never been heard from nor seen again. And I can't find another copy of the Critinomicon anywhere. So. Weird stuff. So I don't know if I don't know what happened. I hope he's okay, because he wrote a really good book. Even if he didn't write a good book, I hope he's okay. But anyway, this is the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Beginner's Box, which goes for $40. And so let's see what's inside. Let's attempt to see what's inside. Oh, excuse me, said the box. Okay, so let me put this hither. Well, now I'm going to put it yon. Hither is this way, and yon is here. Okay, so in this box, what do we have here? Okay, so we've got token bases, which is good. We have a really cool little set of dice. It reminds me a lot of the first set of dice I got for my my first edition D&D game, which is really cool. There's the dice, and then we have a card here. It's a postcard. Hope you are well. This is an advertisement for Sirenscape, which is a really cool app that brings immersive sound to your Pathfinder games. I neither condemn nor condone it, because I haven't really seen it. So I don't know how good it is, but if Pathfinder, if Pathfinder vets it, then it may be pretty cool. I just look into it, and see what you think. So there's that, and I'll put that right there. Read this first. What is Pathfinder? Well, some call it D&D 3.75, not 2nd edition, however. Okay, so. This is it's an explanation of what the game is, which, if you're a beginner, yeah, sure. One thing is, though, I really enjoy the way they lay things out, because this here is the layout of the beginner box components. 13 plastic pawn bases, 104 character and monster pawns, 4 player reference cards, which I'll get to in a second. The Game Master Guide, double-sided flip mat, 4 pre-generated character sheets, and 6 blanks. So you can start with the characters they give you and then expand from there. Okay, I like that. If you have a group, if you want to get started right away, grab one of the pre-generated character sheets, etc. Make your own character. Be a Game Master, they give you a Game Master Guide. Okay, so it's everything you need to be both player and game master, and it says so on the card. And there's a lot of games. I think they did a really good job with keeping it informative, because if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know where to start, where to go, what to do, you don't just get a box full of rules and expect to take off with it. You get this instead, because this is cool. This is a player reference card, and it tells you the checks, D20 plus statistic, includes bonuses and penalties. Compared to the DC to determine critical success. Exceed the DC by 10 or more. So if you got a DC of 10, you get a 20. You got a critical success, which is, you know, obviously it's a great success. Or the critical failure, also known as a fumble. I'm old school, so I call it fumble. You may, of course, call it anything you want. You have my permission, as if you needed it. Rolling a 20 or a 1. If you roll a 20 on a die, increase the degree of success by 1 step. If you roll a 1, decrease the degree by 1 step. Do I agree with that? Sure, why not? I'm pretty easygoing. I mean, you might say a 20 always succeeds and a 1 always fails, which is the way I've always played it. But you know, I'm quite flexible in game. It has this is actually pretty cool. If you really want to start, you see these three. These are your actions that you can take in a round, and you gain three actions and 1 reaction. Some things take 2 actions, some things take but 1, and some things take all 3. So you drop prone is an action, interact, grab an object, open a door, draw an item, that's an action. Leap, and it's got a list of the actions that you can take. So if you're a player, you don't know what to do. If you're a newbie, and there's a lot of people, everybody was new at everything at one point. So let's not disparage the newbies. So it's got a list of things that you can do, which is incredibly helpful. So you got drop, prone, interact, leap, seek, stand, step, stride, and strike. And this is something, again, what I said in the last video is a game gets high marks when it's something that you wish that you could use in all your other games, right? And then on the back it has a list of conditions like concealed, flat-footed, frightened, grabbed, persistent damage, prone, restrained, slowed, unconscious, and wounded. And the effects thereof and the implications thereof. These cards, a definite, huge, definite bonus. So the one thing, you know, Paizo, they do it right. They consider they probably have a team of really considerate people who says, okay, you got to consider this, and they bring in donuts every day, coffee for people. You know, I just wanted to be considerate, and that's really cool. I'm not even making fun. Okay, so it's got these 4 books about these are the I believe these are the prefab characters. Yes, it is prefab characters. Very cool. This guy is Valoros. He's very valorous. I wonder if it did that on purpose. So he's got. Okay, so let me point this out on the card, and I fold this backwards because it's a single piece of paper, not a book. It's got a list of the dice, what the dice are. So you know, if I had a nickel for every new player that said what's the 8-sided die, and you know, yeah, explain it's the cube, it's the triangle, it's the rolly one. You know, which one's a D12? The one you never use. Then it has on the character sheet your ancestry, your background, your class, your disability modifiers, and it's got them all delineated and marked. They're color coded. They're alphabetically encoded. Like ancestry is A, and you come over here and you find A, and it's got the human warden and so forth, and perception, saving throws, defenses. So it's like holding your hand through the game, and a lot of people need that, and I appreciate that as a DM or a GM. So this is and it's like that for all 4 characters. It's like play a fighter. If you want to fight on front lines, use the best weapons and armor, react quickly to enemy actions. Be a wizard if you want to cast spells and devastate foes and protect allies. Know secrets about magic and ancient lore. Or, that's a wizard, that shouldn't be an orc accent. Cockney. Solve problems with your magic. Play a carrot. Play a carrot if you want to give people good eyesight. Play a cleric, rather, if you want to support and heal your allies with divine spells. Know about religious writings and images. Oppose and destroy evil undead creatures. The bastards. Play a rogue. Now here we go. Play a rogue if you want to sneak up on foes to do more damage. Steal things without being seen. Excel at a variety of skills and abilities. So yeah, that's your rogue for you. So yeah. These it's really straightforward. I love it so far. Now we're going to delve into the beginner's box. Hero's Handbook. Everything is color-coded. The artwork is fantastic. Artwork is so cool because, I mean, just in general, it's important to have good artwork in your works because it's immersive, and things that are immersive. What is this? It includes a solo adventure, The Pirate King's Plunder. And it's like a pick-your-own-adventure book. So it gives you an idea of how to play the game. I like that. That's cool. That took a bit of work, and that's the thing about it. You know, when you see things that take a bit of work, you have to appreciate that they didn't cut corners to do this. They had the players' best interest in mind, and that's good business. So it's not like, you know, I'm sure they're not saints. Some of them may be. I don't know, but. The guys at Paizo, they very obviously know how to treat their gamers, their players, because all this stuff is it's easy to read. It's a good size font. I'm not real crazy about the high gloss pages because you have to tilt it in such a way as that you don't accidentally create a solar oven and burn your eyeballs out, which that's not right. Then it's got a section on creating your character, create a concept, which is always important to do first. Start building ability modifiers, select an ancestry, pick a background, choose a class by equipment, and then finish your hero. Finish it. Wow, that's a lot of work down the drain. Then it's got ancestries, and that's another thing that I like too. I am not notorious for being politically correct, so forgive me. I just think everybody's either cool or they're not. You can be. I've known some cool elves in my life, and there's a lot of numbers of really craggy ass humans that are freaking landfill material as far as I'm concerned. But and there's even been a dwarf that's been a dick here and there, but that's on the individual. So I discriminate on how good of a person you are, not anything else, nothing else. And then, of course, the term race is it's misleading and actually improperly used. Race is it's not the correct word for anything really. Species is a thing that's more descriptive of being various race. And, I've given this speech. I've taught a lot of college classes to a lot of people from various ethnic backgrounds. And you're either a jerk or you're not. And it doesn't matter how light or dark your skin is, what God you pray to, nothing. None of that matters. It only depends on how you behave as an individual. And your merits are your own, or demerits. So, enough of that. Ancestries is more accurate because, I found out that I am Irish. I did the 23andMe thing and that DNA thing. I'm like 90% from Ireland, Galway area, and apparently I am also a direct descendant of Ragnar Lothbrok. Who, if you've seen the series Vikings, you know that guy, because the Vikings came to Northern Ireland, Northern UK, and interacted with the Celts and so forth. So this one has everything you need to know about getting started as a character, doing your own character, including equipment, fighter class features, and clerics, and it's all written very very easy to read, again, except for that glare thing from the glossy pages. Skills, it describes everything. It's a very small book, has a lot of information in it, I can see, and it is very well written, very easy to understand, which is one of the most, you don't ever, never, ever create a new book and make it anywhere slightly in the least bit cryptic, because even if you, well, that's easy to understand. Okay, well, you might think so, but it takes a very special breed of writer to put something together that is easy to understand for everybody. I would say that they probably have some serious educators, seriously educated educators in here that knows about things like cognitive overload, and they don't do any of that. So because all this stuff is really straightforward. Again, on the character sheets, you've got the dice laid out, the actions laid out here, 1 action, 2 actions, 3 in a reaction, proficiency, trained and untrained. Down here, what you get, and this is all Pathfinder 2nd edition, so it's all about their rules. And then we've got I want to get all the rest of this stuff out so I don't have to fish for it. The beginner box game master guide, and this tells you how to master the game. Which that's what I did actually when I got the first the very first D&D box set, the basic D&D. I wanted to dungeon master, and that's what I started out. I rolled up a few characters, yeah, fine, good, whatever, and then I started making my own dungeons. So there's many of you like that too, I'm sure. So in this one, it gives you a sample dungeon. The adventure, Menace under Otari. Then it goes into game mastering, how to prepare an adventure, how to create characters, game session supplies, exploration, etc. Building adventures, how to do the story, the locations, and so forth, drawing a map, all that stuff's important. The more immersive you are in your presentation, the easier it is for the people to get into it. I mean, I've dungeon mastered games everywhere from just dungeon mastering in a car with no pens, paper, dice, or anything, to having everything multimedia, and good players will they'll get into it regardless. But I do know for a fact that the more immersive you are with sounds and lighting and all that stuff, the more immersive it is, and the easier it is to get them into it. The inside cover is a nice map, as you can see. Then it goes under environments like hazards, magic items that you may or may not want to give out as a GM, creatures, their size, identifying them, and how to read their stat blocks. Map of Otari, who's who in Otari, gathering places, landmarks, and so forth. So it's a small locale. It's a small location, and but it's a lot of information in a small location. It's got nice images like the magic items. Got the potions and wands and holy water and such. Very nice. It's very nice. I'm digging it. And you know, the flip maps. This flip map is here, and it is a flip map of a dungeon. As you can see, it is also glossy, but it is very detailed, high color details. I like it. Statue. Yeah, that was really cool. Really cool stuff. Totally digging it. Okay, so we've got the tokens for the pawns, which are nice. Odd though, because you know, they got to have a certain amount of bleed on the tokens, but some of them, you know, like the wolf's tail and part of the orc trooper's axe is not actually on the token, so when you pop it out, part of its artwork is going to be left behind, which is, it can be no big deal. I try to be positive if you haven't already noticed. So we got 4 sheets of those, so that would make it, there's 6, it's 6 by 5, so it's like 30, except for the big troll, which is a scary mofo. So, and those are handy. Those are handy to have. It's better to have minis, but you know, this is a starter set, so I don't begrudge them. Be nice. It would be really cool to have a bunch of, you know, high quality, solid gold minis. However, one must be reasonable sometimes. And then, of course, it's got a sheet with the core game, like the rule book, what books you need or should have, so forth, and the Pathfinder Society in the back. Okay, so what do I think? Okay, so the important thing about a beginner's box is that it should be concise, which it is very much. Should be easy to read, very, very easy, more importantly, easy to understand. The glossy kind of subtracted a little bit. A semi-gloss would be better, I think, but not enough to lose it any points. I believe that probably the most important thing about a beginner's box is the ease. It has to be easy to understand. Because these games, believe it or not, even though, you know, you may have been playing as long as I have, I've been playing since like 1983 or 82, long time ago I started. So it might be easy for us veterans of the game, or of the games. However, for a new person, it is super easy to understand how, because I've incapacitated, that's the wrong word, I have initiated a lot of newcomers into the games, and in knowing that, it's easy to see when you're seeing somebody sitting across the table from you, and they're literally horrified and intimidated, as you wouldn't even believe unless you've introduced new players too. It's easy to see how intimidating all this stuff is. I mean, all these books behind me, I know most of them, if not all of them. I've definitely read them all, and I have quite a few. So it's easy to see how intimidating it is. So if something eases you into it, if it's gentle with you, then it makes the first experience good, and it makes you want to keep going. It makes you want to do it again. It makes you want to play again. And I think this handles it quite well. 2 to 5 players, ages 13 plus, time 60 minutes. Yeah, right. That's absolutely wrong. It can take as little as 60 minutes, or it can take as long as what did I say? 1983. This is a very good book set, boxed set. Highly recommend it. $39.99, 5 axes, typical Paizo to bring this stuff. Very good stuff. Based primarily on the fact that it's super easy to use, super easy to understand. It has everything you need to start, and it's not even horribly expensive. So, $220s will get you a universe, and so that's that. So, on that happy note, I am Dr. Jeff Goins, wishing for you to want for nothing but adventure, and on behalf of the entire cast and crew of the Dwarven Tavern, at first I feared it, then I charged. And thank you for watching. Good to be back, and we'll see you next time.